to TUTV. I'm Sarah Moore.
And I'm Joe McCurdy. Welcome back, Sarah.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
We were just talking about what we were looking forward to this semester, and it's basketball season.
Woo!
And, going to games is finally a little bit more exciting. Over the past 3 years, I haven't really been able to go as a student. And Sarah, you're obviously in the band.
Right, I play sometimes in the band, but it's super fun and it's super chill. So I always get to enjoy them.
Yeah.
But there's one thing we agree on is that the student seating is awful.
It's so bad.
It's terrible.
And it used to be bleachers, right?
Yes.
And no matter how many students were there, it would always seem like there were a lot of students.
Right, it felt full because everyone's next to each other.
Exactly. And now it's just a flat surface with bar tables,
so
and
weird.
It just looks empty all of the time.
And also, I'm going to be real, I'm lazy. I don't want to be standing the whole game, and I know that student sections usually stand, and that's why they did it, but it just makes people go sit in the corner instead of standing in the student section.
So, we're talking to SGA candidates today, so hopefully, maybe that'll be a subject they can
That's the platform we're hoping they're running on.
Fingers crossed.
Well, we'll get back to you with the candidates later in the show, and we'll take it over to news. Thanks.
We'll be back.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm Brenton.
And I'm Roma Carter. We got some riveting news for you guys this week. Let's just get right into it. Chile faces its worst natural disaster since a magnitude 8.8 earthquake in 2010 that killed over 500 people and left more than 2 million homeless. Beginning in early 2023, central Chile experienced record-setting temperatures reaching degrees above 104 Fahrenheit as spurred by El Niño. The high heat triggered droughts and wildfires across central Chile's coastal hills. The devastating wildfire has ravaged entire neighborhoods and trapped people in their cars. As of Sunday, the death toll has reached at least 112, although hundreds more remain missing. Drone footage from the Vina del Mar area reveals scorched neighborhoods with burnt and collapsed houses, as well as abandoned, singed cars scattered throughout the streets. President Gabriel Boric states that the country faces a, quote, tragedy of very great magnitude, end quote.
New reports from the World Food Program warn that an acute food shortage in Sudan will lead to starvation deaths as relief groups struggle to obtain security guarantees to safely provide aid in a country racked by civil war. According to Al Jazeera, roughly 18 million of Sudan's nearly 50 million people face acute hunger, with higher rates in the areas of the countries most affected by the almost 10-month conflict. Roughly 6 million Sudanese have been displaced since the war's outbreak in April of last year. The conflict is being waged by the Sudanese armed forces and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, both of whom are attempting to wrest control of the North African country whose transition to democracy has so far proved unsuccessful since its 2019 initiation.
This past Monday, Senate Republicans threatened to block a $118 billion bipartisan border security bill. The 370-page bill was finalized and released Sunday, crafted with the input of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. The bill would add new southern border provisions and provide financial assistance to Ukraine and Israel. While the bill faced opposition from the House Representatives, the Republicans initially supported the pact before abandoning it this week. Donald Trump demands that Republicans sink the bill, tearing it into on social media, stating, quote, nothing more than a highly sophisticated trap for Republicans to assume the blame on what the radical left Democrats have done to our border, end quote.
A magnitude 5.1 earthquake struck the town of Prague, east of Oklahoma City, just before midnight on February 2nd. The quake was felt in parts of Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, with a wide reach thanks to its shallow depth. Several smaller aftershocks continued into the following morning. Prague was last hit by a significant earthquake in 2011 when a magnitude 5.7 quake was recorded there. Many of Oklahoma's thousands of recent small earthquakes have been tied to the oil and gas industry. Brackish water, known as, quote, produced water, is a natural byproduct of oil and gas extraction. Companies will often re-inject produced water into drilled wells, increasing the risk of human-caused earthquakes. The recent earthquakes caused no known deaths or injuries. Over 1,700 magnitude 5 or greater earthquakes occurred globally last year.
This past Friday, downtown Tulsa was full of excitement and lively energy with Tulsa's first Friday Art Crawl celebration. The First Friday Art Crawl was established in 2007 and takes place the first Friday of each month in downtown Tulsa. This year's celebration marks the 17th consecutive year of this monthly display. The event features free access to local art galleries and museums, and local artists showcase and sell their handcrafts in booths lined along the street and inside of venues. The most recent celebration welcomed about 15 vendors and was Valentine's Day themed for the month of February. Live music and entertainment is also an attractive feature of the events to locals as well as tourists. The next First Friday Art Crawl will commence March 1st from 6 to 9 p.m. So I hear you have been to an art crawl here.
Yeah, I went to one with a smaller group. We went in October of last semester.
Okay.
So like you read that a lot of the booths and venues are going to be Valentine themed this month. It was all Halloween themed, so a lot of people were selling earrings and stuff like that. Were Halloween themed. So it was pretty cool. I got to look at all the art exhibits that I probably never would have.
You think you're gonna go this one?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
For sure.
We'll just have to see kind of how it goes.
I may accompany you with that.
I'm down.
Okay.
So, for sure.
It's set. Well, I'm Roma Carter.
And I'm Brenton Jennings.
See y'all next time.
Hi, and welcome back. Today we're interviewing our two candidates for the Student Government Association presidential position. So I'd love for you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Fasfia Hasan. I'm a junior biochem and math student on the pre-med track. And as you've said before, I'm running for SGA president. So I'm here to talk a little bit about my campaign.
Awesome. All right, Fasfia, can you tell me what organizations you're involved in here at TU?
So currently, I'm involved with the Student Activities Board. I'm actually the DEI coordinator. I'm also a part of MEDEX, which is a pre-health organization, and basically, I'm the director of logistics. So.
Awesome. So I'm wondering, why is it that you're running for president?
So I'm running for president because, as I've said, I'm the DEI coordinator, so that means I work with all the multicultural orgs throughout campus. And this past year, not only have I been helping them with event planning, but I've really helped them advocate for themselves, because at a university like TU, we are the minority population, and if you don't live our lives, you don't really know what we're going through. And that disconnect was really apparent this last semester with various issues. And I've been able to kind of bridge that gap with admin and my fellow students. So with SGA president, I would be able to have more resources to help my friends.
Yeah, I love that. That's really important, especially right now, just with everything that's happening in Oklahoma. And so, I'm very grateful that there's people on this campus that really are wanting to keep that alive. And so I think that's really awesome.
Thank you.
So what is your platform that you're running on?
So my platform is basically reactionary and adaptary change. So instead of really talking about I want to do X, Y, Z, I'm going to continue to work with the problems that we have right now. I think it just confuddles and just kind of builds even more issues. So some of the things I want to work on are collaborations between campus offices. There's a lot of potential everywhere, but we don't really dive into them because there's not that person to bridge that gap. I also want to increase security around campus, specifically the residence hall, the all-girls dorm, and the union. We actually don't have as many working cameras as I'd hope. There have been many of issues this past semester specifically, as well as integrative learning in the residence halls, so such as DEI training, safe sex trainings. So when I interned for the Office for DEI, we actually helped make those classes, and I think that really helped the freshman class, since, as you know, TU is in the red zone, so helping freshmen understand that very firsthand. I think that's very important, as well as international student programmings. There's not a lot of work being done with our international students, so.
Awesome. And then can you tell me why you're qualified for this position?
So like I mentioned, some of my big positions on campus, I'm currently the DEI coordinator, and then my freshman year I actually started advocating for students as an intern for the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and I was also part of the former Student Association as a cabinet member. And with these experiences, I've already worked with admin one-on-one. I'm currently working with not only the Office for DEI, but also Dean Ingram to talk about these issues, and I already kind of know like what he needs to know and what all the students want to represent as themselves, so yeah.
And my last question for you, what's just your favorite thing that you've gotten to like be a part of here at TU? Like even just if it's something fun, like what's like a favorite experience or something you've done here?
International Extravaganza. I don't know if anyone has been, but that International Week itself, I'm actually getting the opportunity to plan it, to head that entire week this year, but March 4th to the 8th. But that experience, like you get to work with everyone, you get to show your culture. I come from a very small town. I'm Bengali, and there was only like 2 other families that were Bengali growing up. So I mean, sharing that culture with people, that was awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, this is our second candidate. I'd love if you could introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for having me on. My name's Mike Combs. I'm currently a sophomore here, majoring in chemical engineering. And I'm just here to talk a little bit about my campaign and the initiatives I want to accomplish while in office.
Awesome. So can you tell me some of the organizations that you're involved in here on campus?
Yeah, so some of the organizations I'm involved in on campus right now. I'm currently the executive secretary for the Student Government Association. I'm part of Pi Kappa Alpha Fraternity, Phi Eta Sigma Honor Society, Future Alumni Council, and then I'm also a resident assistant over at Hardesty Hall.
Awesome. So why are you running for SGA president?
So I'm running for SGA president because I love TU. I mean, I bleed blue and gold, like Rain Cane all the way. I want to give as much back to this university as I can because it's given me so much. It's been so transformative in my life. And I just want to be able to help all the students here, be a voice for them, and then work for them to create the best campus we can.
Awesome, I love that. So can you tell me what some of your previous leadership experiences are?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm currently the SGA secretary. So I'm involved with all kinds of sorts of stuff on campus. I was also Hardesty Hall government president my freshman year. I was also my class president within my fraternity, and I'm also on the programming board of Phi Eta Sigma as well.
Great, that's awesome. So what's the platform that you're running on for president?
So the platform I'm running on is Vote for Progress, Vote for Unity, Vote for a Better TU. So progress in my mind is being able to actually implement some of the initiatives I'm wanting to accomplish, which are certain aspects in campus that have some issues, and just trying to build off of what our great administration have done and just keep working with them to allow for the best campus environment that we can have.
Great. So just like my last question for you, what is something like you've been a part of here at TU, like an experience or a group that you just like, it's one of your favorite memories or something like that?
Yeah, so the things that I love here, one of them, homecoming for sure. Homecoming, we absolute favorite. The bonfire this past year, phenomenal. I was able to have my family here, show them around campus, so.
Yeah, I love the bonfire. It's such a fun time, and to see everybody like show up and you know like come back to their alma mater is so special. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Yeah, and remember, vote for progress, vote for unity, vote for better TU, and make sure you vote for Mike in this upcoming election. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Roma Carter.
I'm Brenton Jennings. Hey, we have some exciting sports news to get right into. Let's get right into it.
Tulsa men's basketball suffered a tough loss on the road facing off against Florida Atlantic, the 20th ranked program in the country. While both teams were coming off of a win, FAU had been building momentum with a 6-game win streak going into the matchup against Tulsa. Going into the game, Tulsa was 0-4 against the top teams in the American Conference. While still collecting wins in conference play, Tulsa has yet to pull away from the lower tier of the conference. In the game against the Owls, Tulsa held the lead for the first 10 minutes in the first half, but FAU took the lead at the 8-minute mark and never gave it back. Tulsa was down by 13 at the half, and after coming back from 16 against Wichita State, there was some optimism for a possible comeback, but FAU made sure that that was not possible, beating them 102-70. Tulsa will return home for a 2-game stretch against North Texas and the Alabama Birmingham Blazers.
Okay, you can go when you're ready.
Okay. Tulsa women's basketball knocks off the North Texas Mean Green and now sit at a 3-way tie for first in the American Conference. Coming off a road loss to East Carolina, the Lady Golden Hurricane were welcomed home to a great home crowd for their top matchup. Tulsa maintained a steady lead throughout the first 3 quarters with a solid showing from Delaney Crawford, who has been Tulsa's hot hand over the last 3 games. After a hot streak from North Texas, Tulsa found themselves down 10 with under 5 minutes left in the game, but after some clutch shooting from Crawford and Katia Gallegos, Tulsa secured the come-from-behind win, taking down the Mean Green with a score of 79-74. Tulsa is now 17-9 overall and 7-3 conference play, with 8 games remaining before the AAC tournament.
Tulsa men's soccer has announced its 2024 spring schedule. After a mediocre fall season, Tulsa looks to get into some top competition in preparation for the 2024 fall season. Tulsa has scheduled 2 teams from the fall season. The Oral Roberts Golden Eagles and SMU Mustangs will go head-to-head with the Golden Hurricane once again. Tulsa has suffered losses to both of these programs and now have the opportunity to redeem themselves in 2025. Alongside these 2 matchups, Tulsa will face up against in-town pro team FC Tulsa. This will be the 3rd meeting between the 2 teams in the last 2 seasons. Their seasons begin February 25th when they face off against Omaha Union and FC Tulsa.
A battle between the state of Oklahoma occurred this past Sunday as Tulsa welcomed the University of Oklahoma to the Case Tennis Center for the 24th meeting between the 2 programs. The Sooners sit at a 7-1 on the season, with their 1 loss coming from number 6 Tennessee. Against Tulsa, Oklahoma had won 10 of the last 11 meetings, with their last meeting coming in 2021. Tulsa dropped the first 2 points, but Callum Gale and Timothy Seeger were able to secure 2 points of their own. That was all Tulsa was able to get, with the Sooners holding tight and winning the bout 5-2. Tulsa is now 3-2 overall, dropping their last 2 matches with a rematch against Princeton coming around the corner.
A lot of big names in the coaching world have been spiraling around the news, with several Titans receiving vacating their positions. 7-time national champion coach Nick Saban has retired after 26 years as the collegiate head coach. This is on the heels of a college football playoff semifinal loss to Michigan. In a recent interview, Saban said, quote, "Last season was difficult for me from just a mental health standpoint," unquote. 1 day later, Patriots head coach and 6-time Super Bowl winner Bill Belichick left the Patriots and is currently on the market. In the years after Tom Brady, Belichick went 29-38 with a singular playoff appearance. Since parting ways with New England, it has been rumored that the Atlanta Falcons have been interviewing the prestigious coach as they have a vacancy to fill. The offseason will see a lot of movement in the coaching world, with many organizations looking to upgrade their coaching staffs. Well, those are some good sports news. I think what stuck out to me is the basketball season. Lady Hurricanes are doing very good.
They're doing really good. I know you've probably been to a couple games.
I have.
And unfortunately, we couldn't go to the one that we just talked about.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, they've looked really good. I mean, a comeback. Delaney's been going off.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and she has for the past 2 years now. She's a great prospect. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes to the league.
I mean, hey, we're gonna speak it into existence now. I mean,
Hey.
might as well. So.
We're calling it. I say we call it now.
All right, we're calling it now.
Yeah, let's
Anyway,
do that.
I'm Brenton,
I'm Roma.
and we'll see you next time.
Hey, what do you know? It is next time. My name is Roma Carter.
And I'm Brenton Jennings. Hey, we have some exciting entertainment to get into. Let's get right into it.
G. Rose Blanchard's transition to freedom and her journey of self-discovery after prison will be the new focus of a new Lifetime docuseries. Released from prison on December 28th, Blanchard, at 32, is opening up her life post-incarceration. This series, set to cover her life from just before her release, aims to showcase her recovery from past trauma and her strides towards a more public future. Having served 7 years for her role in her mother's death, a case that highlighted her suffering under Munchausen syndrome by proxy at the hands of her mother, the docuseries contrasts her previous feature in, and I quote, "The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard." Now living with her husband, Ryan Anderson, whom she married while in prison, Gypsy embraces her newfound freedom, sharing her life updates, including personal milestones and expressions of gratitude towards her social media supporters.
Prince Harry visited the UK to support King Charles III after his cancer diagnosis, but has, quote, no plans to meet Prince William during the visit, according to an article from Entertainment Tonight. Harry, open to reconciliation, finds William's schedule full with no meetings arranged. The visit emphasizes Harry's solo journey without Meghan Markle amidst ongoing familial tensions highlighted by Harry's memoir Spare, revealing deep-seated issues and distrust within the royal family. King Charles, advised to limit public duties, will continue state business as he recovers, with Prince William stepping up to assume more royal responsibilities.
Country music star Toby Keith has passed away at 62, leading to an outpouring of tributes from fans, fellow artists, and public figures. Known for his hits like Red Solo Cup and patriotic anthems, Keith's influence and legacy were highlighted by colleagues and admirers across social media, reflecting on his contributions to music and American culture. Fellow country music artist Zach Bryant said in a tweet that, quote, "Too many rides in my old man's car listening to Toby Keith. Really hard thing to hear. Rest in peace, friend. We love you," end quote.
The hit sitcom Abbott Elementary is preparing its third season February 7, 2024. Abbott Elementary faced delays due to industry strikes that impacted its production. The season finale left characters at a crossroads, particularly Janine and Gregory, who decided to stay friends. Behind the scenes, a writer's strike and subsequent actors' strike halted progress, though the writer's room resumed after agreements were reached, with actors' negotiations ongoing. The new season explores fresh themes with a focus on a bar set for characters reflecting a significant part of Philadelphia's culture, according to creator Quinta Brunson.
At the 66th annual Grammys, Phoebe Bridgers and her boy band Boy Genius led the awards, with Bridgers also featuring on an award-winning SZA song. According to an article published in the New York Times, despite SZA's multiple nominations, she missed the, quote, top awards, end quote, but secured 3 trophies that night. Taylor Swift's album's win set a new Grammy record, emphasizing a night dominated by female artists across various performances and awards. The event highlighted the dynamic and evolving nature of pop music, celebrating women's achievements and contributions to the industry, with memorable moments from Tracy Chapman, Celine Dion, and more, underlining the empowerment and excellence of women in music. Well, those are some good stories. I think what I took away mainly is the Grammys.
Of course, yeah.
It wasn't mentioned in that, but there has been a lot of backlash on Killer Mike.
Killer Mike,
taking 3 Grammys home and then walking out in handcuffs.
Yeah, a little confusing. Like, I think a lot of it was like off besides that point. But
like, was that staged? Was that real?
I don't know, but a lot of people were just upset because they're like, oh, a lot of people don't know who he is.
I had no idea.
I only know because my brother's an older, older guy. I'm sorry if he's watching this, but you know.
I think Metro Boomin should have won. That's just me.
You should at least won one, but
I
3
agree.
is crazy.
I agree.
Anyway, I'm Brenton.
And I'm Roma Carter. See y'all next week.
Gentlemen, we have a problem. No one is coming to our sporting events. Solution to this problem. How about we do a giveaway? I'm listening. How about we give a free shirt to every student who attends this week's women's basketball game? Do you think it'll work? Of course it will. Everybody likes free stuff. We could even say we're giving away free air and people will still come. Great. Well, let's get to it. Wow, I can't believe that actually worked. I wonder what else we could do with this newfound superpower. Hello, thank you for coming to the Kane Careers Money Management for Financial Gain in Competitive Markets seminar. Just a reminder, all students who attend this event will receive a free t-shirt.
Today we are going to be watching paint dry, and all participants who attend will get a free shirt.
I'm Joe Rogan, and this is Tulsa Fear Factor. Whoever jumps in this pile of rusty nails and eats 100 of these highly venomous scorpions will receive this free t-shirt of Gus T working in a soup kitchen. Wait, this needs to stop. Don't you see? All you're doing is bribing people to come to our events. Instead of buying all these giveaway items and Gus t-shirts, why don't you just put together a fun event that students will want to go to? You're right, President Carson. From now on, no more giveaways! Yo, what's up, TU fans? It's DJ Chug G. Are you ready for some Tulsa women's basketball? Yo, we really needed some of those Goldie sweaters right now.
Welcome back, DJ Chug G.
DJ Chug G.
That man works harder than anyone else on this campus. Such a nice guy.
It's just like when he does the Rain Cane chant and nobody's in the seats.
Okay, you know who is there doing it? The band. We do it. We turn around, especially at football games, because we're on either side of where the football players come out, and we do Rain Cane and try to help hype up the crowd with him. So like, TU, Sound of the Golden Hurricane, Chuck G, we're like this.
All 10 of you.
There's actually 60 of us. Join Sound of Golden Hurricane.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. You'll get many free t-shirts like they did in.
And you get to travel because you know they're traveling.
Yes.
They're traveling Spirit and they're traveling band a lot more.
Woo!
Which is great.
It's great.
I mean,
it's a lot of fun.
You know, they're trying.
And we get scholarships, and if you don't get a scholarship, sometimes you get a little check in the mail. I got a check in the mail.
A little stipend.
Yeah, I get paid for basketball games.
Hey, I volunteered my time when I was Captain Kane, and I didn't get
You
paid.
were Captain Kane.
You didn't know I was Captain Kane?
Have you been Gus T?
I am not Gus T. I am not.
One of the Gus T's.
That's why I've been able to go to so many games. It's just like, because freshman year I was Captain Kane, which I got to go to games, but
You were working.
I was working, and then sophomore year I was a camera operator.
So you were murdered.
I was murdered.
Brad Carson murdered Joe.
That's why I do not like Brad Carson. It's my vendetta.
One of the Gus T's is drummer. Ooh. Yeah, he came over one time during a football game and
started.
he asked for
cool,
sticks,
I think.
but actually knew what he was doing. It was cool.
I think that's really impressive.
It was fun. One of the other Gus T's pretended that he was, but he was really bad.
Yikes.
Okay, we're being told to stop talking about Gus T, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. But it was so great being here again.
It's always good to talk with you, Sarah.
Always great to talk with you, Joe. We'll see
Excited
you
for
next
next week.
Jinx.